Welcome in, everyone, to another Four Wide Motorsports Network broadcast. We're coming to you live from virtual Texas Motor Speedway for the Radio Shack 250. Welcome in, and just to let you know, I'm your producer and temporary host. Along beside me at the other end of the couch is Mr. Charles Oberg. We're going to be bringing you a really exciting race tonight. I'm going to be punching some buttons, and hopefully everything works as we had hoped it would. Qualifying is just wrapped up. They're on the front stretch right now, gridding up. So I guess we might as well go ahead and see how the qualifying went. So we'll go through the starting grid right now. And in the 6th row, in the 11th position, we've got Benjamin Hollabaugh. On the outside of him is the 56 of Chris Norris in 12th. And bringing up the back, we got Doug Pactor, in row 7, qualified 13th position. So, it looks like they're already pacing around here, Charles. Looks like we're getting ready to have some live action, and we should be joined shortly by Emmett Crow. He's running a little bit late tonight, so I'll be your temporary host here. Yeah, and here we go. Sorry about that, Charles. And there we go. We take the green flag going down the front stretch. Looks like Paul Dillon might have had a little hiccup there. Maybe missed a shift. It's got the 9 of Landon Farmer. He was spinning down through the infield. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Well, let's see if we can take another view at this and see if we can look. If you look at the 113 of Paul Dillon, it looks like he either missed a shift or lights up the tires or something as we go here. And then the closing rate is so fast that the 9 ducks down to below, but unfortunately, I guess Paul probably didn't know that he was there, and that is one heck of a damage model there with the left front sitting on top of the hood. That was pretty interesting there. I wonder if that's part of the iRacing update we've had this week. Well, I wonder, Charles, because he took a tow in to the pits. I think yeah. So he might have to sit there for a while, almost as a penalty for being towed in, and magically, hopefully, I would say he needs to use a fast repair. If there was ever a time to use one, I think now would be a good time. Yeah, well, yeah, and it's tough enough when your car is perfect and you got all the horsepower, you got all the aerodynamics working in your favor, and when you no longer have a front valence and the hood is buckled up like his was, yeah, it'd be pretty tough just to maintain pace, let alone race with these guys here. So I do see that the lights are off, and I think this is the back stretch here. So we'll be coming through 3 and 4 and coming out of 4 ready to take the green flag. So it didn't take long to see a little bit of action there, did it? Yes, indeed. The green flag is out again. We got Hunter Carlson sprinting out to the lead. It looks like the 113 of Paul Dillon got a much better start this time, but he still has Scott Shive on his bumper, but Scott kind of dove down to the inside. Oh yeah, as we see Stephen Luttrell, I got to admit, not a big Chiefs fan, but that is a beautiful car right there. I liked it much better when he was running the Cleveland Browns scheme, even though he claims that's not what it was. But, you know, me being, my last name being Brown, of course I'm partial to the Browns. But I got to admit, that's a beautiful car there. Yeah, absolutely. So he's running in second place. And I would imagine these guys are just going to try to single file on out a little bit and just find a good, happy pace. And probably just try to keep in touch with one another until look. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've even driven a car on this track, so I'm not real sure, you know, how aggressive it is on tire wear. But I'm sure with these particular cars, they got a lot of horsepower and a lot of downforce. So they're probably going to be taking advantage of every square inch of rubber in the contact patch there. So. Well, I'm pretty impressed with the stat research you did there, Charles. I tell you, yeah, you did a lot more homework than I did, buddy. And I do appreciate it, and I'm sure our viewers do as well. As we see Chris Golden kind of coming up on Gerald Boleyn and maybe trying to follow Scott Shive down through the corner right now. So Chris Golden probably didn't have his or a qualifying effort that he was hoping for, but now it looks like he's starting to move up through the field. And even right behind him, we see Daniel Mindfood Jones sneaking up as well, trying to get into the picture. Okay, yep, so Charles just pointed out to me, we're not able to hear him. Sometimes OBS kind of does its own thing, so I'm going to be working on this, see if I can't restore some sound here. So you may not be able to, sorry viewers, for whatever reason, like I said, this thing right here, it just kind of has an absolute mind of its own sometimes. Well, I tell you what, Charles, I hope you guys can bear with me here because I'm kind of letting the race run. For whatever reason, I have no idea what's going on here, why I'm not picking up any sound.
I think everybody's
okay. So we got some sound that time. Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe if I could hear an echo, but if you got me back, that's great.
Yeah, it's probably where I'm having to reset it without being able to reboot OBS. And I hope that doesn't mess you up too bad. I'm going to try to click some other things over here. I'll cut you back off. Okay, let's see if you can you say something for me now, Charles?
Yeah, I just noticed that Dylan in the 113 passed Luttrell for second, so while we were dealing with some technical difficulties after a really big update on iRacing, I'm sure it has messed a lot of things up here for us, but Dylan's up to second, chasing down Carlson, and Luttrell and Shrive are in tow.
Well, I see that Mr. Luttrell is watching us on YouTube. Can you give us confirmation that we've got the correct sound? Maybe you can hear Charles now. I'd appreciate that if you could. Kind of get an outside voice looking in. I've got everything here. Looks A-okay, but just love to see some confirmation. If you give me a thumbs up in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, everything can't go perfect, but you try your hardest, and I know you're doing everything you can to make it work. And, if they can't hear me, it's probably for the better.
I think you should be coming through loud and clear now. You're good now, says Mr. William Luttrell. Appreciate that, buddy. Keep an eyeball on us, man. Making sure we can get everything going. Absolutely.
Mr. Luttrell, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. You're a good man, and even though I want to see Steven get 4 in a row, I got to say tonight he's got some real stiff competition. It's going to be a great race. I'm sure you're on the edge of your seat, as we are. And let's see what happens tonight, guys. Stay tuned. This is something we haven't seen yet this season, is a level of competition to. Oh, and as the 8 turns, the who's that? The 86 of
Chris Golden.
Yeah, that was. I don't know if he turned him intentionally. It didn't look like it was intentional. It looked like he might have slipped up the field. It would be great to get a replay of that. Let's go back to that replay because I have questions. I really do.
Yeah, it was just like he got a tremendous run. It hit him right in the left rear. I'm not exactly sure. I tell you what, I'm going to manually back this thing up. And we're going to take a look.
It seemed to me, I don't think so. So the if you watch Chris, it's like do you see his car kind of angled down to the bottom of the track? I don't think who was it that hit him? I don't think he was expecting Chris to be there.
Yeah, Benjamin Hollabaugh. Yeah,
Hollabaugh didn't expect Chris to be there because Chris just seemed to lose the back end and maybe come down the track a little bit too aggressively. It seemed like a racing incident. Nobody was at fault there. It just happens across the track.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes when you look at these replays or even live like we just were there, I mean, it looks pretty egregious. But as you can tell from the roll bar view from Benjamin's car, I mean, he's kind of lined up to the inside, gets a run, and all of a sudden Chris comes down, maybe a little unexpectedly, but by the time he can react, he's already into the left rear of Chris Golden.
Yeah, you don't have much time to react at 180 miles an hour, 190 miles an hour, and to add to that, look at this. We got a bunch of pit stops here. About half, just about all the field came in. Wayne Cannon stayed out. Chris Norris has stayed out, but it looks like everybody's getting tires, and that's what 26 laps into this 167 lap race. It's really chewing up tires and gas too. I mean, they don't have a big gas run. I think the gas run was 35 to 40 at the best. So you kind of split the difference there, get new tires and a full tank kind of in the middle of both. See what that does for you. Strategy is going to be something that we have to pay attention to this race.
Yeah, and I just noticed Doug Pachter has come into the pits. And I'm not sure if he just decided to come in after, more or less past pit road. And on second thought maybe I need to take on tires and fuel as well. Or he may be penalized for speeding. They may be holding him in the pits as well. As we see Chris Golden, he just came in as also.
Yeah, Chris Golden's back in the pits. He probably came in and fixed some damage and tried to get back out to get a lap back before he came back in for tires. Unfortunate to see him week in and week out getting caught up in something else. I'd really like to see him make the distance. Like I've always commended him on being a great driver, a knowledgeable driver. So you hate to see that happen to these guys. You hate to see it happen to anybody. We're getting to know these guys. As the season goes along, this is points every week. These guys are racing for points, and stories are developing week in and week out, and it's very interesting. So you feel bad for guys that get the short end of the stick. You really do.
Yes, sir. And well, I'm not exactly sure that was someone there getting a wave around, but I figure we go through the top 5 real quick. We got Hunter Carlson in first. Paul Dillon in the 113. He's running in second. We got Scott Shive in the 81. Is that right? Yes, that is correct. In the 81. I thought he was going to be running a number 87. So I might have messed up on the producing end of that as well. I have to double check my settings. And I'm showing Scott in fourth, and then Gerald Berlin in the number 70 in the 5th place.
I'm just going to go out and say it. I love to see Berlin in 5th right now. He's another guy that's got the short end of the stick race after race. It seems he's running a good race. I know he's a good racer. I raced with him in other series and other cars, and he's a good race car driver. He just seems to get mixed up in some bad stuff as it goes on, but maybe tonight's his night, so let's watch him. Glad to see him in the top 5 right now.
Yeah,
Pace
absolutely.
car's off, so here we go. Green flag when they come across the line.
There they go. They dropped the hammer. As we see Hunter Carlson take off again, gets a good jump. And we got Stephen Luttrell, who kind of moved right up with him. Looks like Paul Dillon hung out on the outside just a little bit there with Scott Shive running to his inside coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, that top 4 just set sail, and I say that often, but these guys that get that good jump on the start. There is a percentage that NASCAR uses to gauge the restarts. I wish we had that telemetry. Fortunately, we don't, but I think Carlson, Luttrell, Shy, you know, a newcomer. This is his first race in this series. Let's see what he can do. I know he wants to make an impression. He did Monday night, which was absolutely amazing. So
yeah, because I think
these guys could do.
Didn't he win the race on Monday night? Am I wrong?
He did. He absolutely, you know, put the pressure on everybody in that race. All right, I can't remember if he lapped everybody or he lapped the top 5 maybe, or lapped up to top 5. I can't remember. I was in that race and was holding on by my dear teeth. I hit the wall and then try to, you know, make a comeback. There was no way being that far down. But that right there was a learning that, you know, this guy is for real, and he's gonna give Luttrell a run for his money. I know that.
Yeah, I do. I remember the race because I was doing the producing on that thing. But to be honest with you, I did about 5 races this weekend, and sometimes at my age, things kind of blend together. But I do remember him having a good run, and it looks like he's going to have another one tonight. As we see a little bit of action here, Daniel Mindfu Jones is closing in on Yogi Schlier. I see they're running for the 5th and 6th position. Now they just kind of... Oh, no, we got one spinning in the background. It's Chris Norris. My buddy, Chris Norris. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but we're going to try to see if we can back it up and see if he lost it on his own, or wonder if he had a little bit of help.
Yeah, and he kept it going, so no caution. The leaders keep going. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, is the closing rate thing there again? Yep.
Yep.
The same thing that happened to Chris Golden a while ago just happened to Chris Norris. And it actually happened to Chris Golden as well, only on the shoe was on the other foot. It was a situation where apparently Chris Norris had to maybe back out the throttle, or was maybe getting loose or something, and the closing rate was so quick. It's kind of hard to change your direction on these vehicles once you have them set, you know, getting into the corner and everything. So, oh man, and I didn't even realize that we're still under green flag conditions. I just assumed that would have brought out a caution.
No yellow there, which is important. Unfortunate for the guys that spun out, and that's going to hurt a little bit. But you know, he kept it going, and we're green flag all the way through. Like you said, the closing rate here, these cars are so fast on a mile and a half track. Texas is, like I said, built for these cars, so you're going to have that. You're going to have guys checking up and guys just running right through them, because where do you go? And you know, you got a split second to make a decision, and that's it. You're moving so fast on this track.
Yeah, you're exactly right, man, because you could just, I'm assuming anyway, like I said, it's been a while. I can't even say that I've run this Gen 4 Cup car on this particular track, but you know, especially on new tires, maybe not this day and time, but I was sitting there thinking, you know, you're not going to be running full throttle all the way around this track, but you're not coming off the throttle much, I wouldn't think. You're really keeping up your momentum. You're really stuck to the track. But again, that's just me guessing. So, but at any rate, if you mess up, you're doing 200 miles an hour, and it doesn't take much to close up on the guy in front of you at those speeds.
No, 200 miles an hour is crazy speed, and it doesn't take much for a lot to happen within 1 second of, you know, thought. So yeah, it's you know, Gen 4 racing, best racing in NASCAR history is the Gen 4 cars. I've said it many times in many broadcasts. These cars are great. I know for a fact a lot of these guys seem to be hanging back a little bit, like you said. You know, that they got into a rhythm. They're not pushing it. There are other guys that want to push it a little bit. You know, maybe the lap guys farm or pack their Norris for, those guys are trying to catch up. Maybe not Norris. He's 13 laps down, but Farmer definitely wants to get back up to the lead lap. He just needs 3 cautions. And he's back on the lap again. Unfortunately, you got a lot of guys here that don't make a lot of mistakes. So,
oh yeah,
tall tale.
Yeah, and you see Mind Food Jones here kind of taking the high line down through 3 and 4 and coming across the start-finish line and kind of closing in slowly but surely on Scott Shive to go through or enter into turn 1. It'll be interesting to see if that actually works out or not. Kind of running the high line, you would think that would be easier on tires, but it is a much further distance to go, especially on a track this big and this wide. But, yeah, Daniel seems to be making it work. I'm not sure if he's pushing the issue or if, he's just in a good rhythm and is able to close in on Scott. With us being on lap 42 of 167, again, it's kind of hard to say who's saving, who's not. But with 6 sets of tires in the pits there, I don't know. That's kind of... I can't remember. It just makes you want to go after it. In other words, you're not really worried about running out of tires. You can go after it a lot, but obviously you don't want to be too aggressive earlier on in the race.
That's exactly right, Tracy. And hello to y'all folks. It's great to be back. Yeah, that's, trying to get caught up. Y'all catch me up with what has gone on so far.
Well, I mean, so we got Hunter out in front. Carlson, he's running a great race. He's running a clean race. Luttrell, it looks like he's saving because we all know Luttrell is just gonna, burn by everybody and lead every lap. But it looks like he's saving. Paul Dillon, he's kind of been in a mix. It seemed like he's, charged at certain times and then held back at others. Shive, I mean, where did this guy come from? He's running a really clean race. He's doing what he has to do. Jones, the top 5. Jones, just a solid top 5 guy, and outside the top 5, Hallborough, where's he been? He shows up tonight and puts on a pretty good race right now. And our usual in-car reporter, Cannon, has been a top 3 guy, and he's been very quiet tonight. So Emmett, that's what's going on tonight. A couple cautions in between as we watch the 70 and Wayne kind of battle it out there. What do you think of that?
That's pretty crazy. We were talking about Scott Shives, and I think that's what we were thinking about Monday night in the late model race. Where did he come from? And great to see Scott running really good. Cannon got the Gretchen.
And Berlin gets the short end of the stick there. The racing incident right there. Hated to see that happen because Berlin was absolutely running a great race. Hated to see that.
I'll tell you what, I'm liking this new HUD. I just logged into the session, and I like the new HUD that they have on our racing.
It's amazing, isn't it? They did a lot of good work there. There's cogs or gears you could pull down and make different adjustments. I don't know if a lot of these guys took the time to really go through and set it up, because I know it just dropped. When did it drop? Tuesday. I don't know if they had time. Yeah, I didn't know if they had time, but it took me a while. It took me a good 2 or 3 hours after the download to get everything straightened out, because it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, looking at it, man, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was just gonna say, Cannon driving the Gretchen Wilson paint scheme. He must be feeling like a redneck woman, guys.
He's gotta be. Glad to have you in the broadcast, brother, because you bring in an excitement that I only wish I had, bro. I know you do a lot of the Monday night things, and it's great I race in those. It's great to go back. I always listen to you because it's an inspiration for me to try to match that. But it's hard to catch you, man. You are great at broadcasting, dude. It's a
Well,
pleasure to be here with you.
I appreciate it, and that's what I like that we're y'all guys are getting into this because then I get some nights off. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, take them, man. You
I
deserve it.
I like listening to y'all and checking it out, and yeah, so we got a new mic. We actually have a professional headset now, so um, the days of the podcast mic are gone. So I was like, I'm gonna hop in there and see how this sounds because I got a couple races coming up, both this Sunday night and then of course our Monday night series. So I was like, I want to see how that sounds, and then I've also got one Tuesday night, guys. So pretty busy in the books for sure, but gotta love doing it. And I just want to say you and Tracy are doing an awesome job. Like I told y'all last week, proud of y'all, and it's fun to be back here. I'm trying to get my ATV to go. For some
Oh
reason,
yeah. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and just me as a fill-in commentator, man. I don't know how you guys do it with all those apps. That you guys got a lot to deal with. I just like filling in the fans of a lot of different stuff and letting them know that we appreciate you guys coming down. Especially William. William, you've been a great fan to us. Jonathan is here, says what's up. A lot of different fans are stopping by, and hopefully it's a good show, guys. That's all we want to do is put on a good show. And Emmett, you sound great, man. That new mic sounds absolutely wonderful, bro.
Yeah, it sure does, man.
That's what I like to hear because I was kind of iffy about it because I was like, just using my podcast mic. But then I was like, if I'm ever going to take off with this thing, I'm going to have to be professional. So I was like, I want to be like Wesley Outlet out there. So I want to got me a mic.
Well, I'm at the lights are off on the pace car. So with your best enthusiasm and a brand new mic, why don't you call the restart for us?
Alrighty, here we go, folks. Welcome here live at beautiful Texas Motor Speedway. Go get you a drink at Buc-ee's. Come back to the seats, because here we go. Coming out of turn number 4, down the front stretch, and green flag is back underway here at Texas.
Absolutely love it.
Chris in the wall.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's disheartening to see Chris, bouncing off walls and stuff. He's had a hard break in the league. He's a great racer. As we watch the 12 kind of take the high side, the 9's underneath them. You think that at this track, with the tire wear being so important, do you think the low lane is gonna produce, or you think the high lane should?
Well, this is the old layout, right?
Yeah, this is legacy.
Okay, this is the legacy layout. So this actually has different progressive banking than the new layout. So it's a lot more flatter than the new layout. But yeah, like you were saying, Charles, tire wear is a big thing always. I mean, we look at what happened, what was that, 2023, 2022, 2021, when everyone kept blowing a tire. I was actually at that race when Kevin Harvick blew a tire in 2020 during the COVID year here when it was it rained for like 5 days of the playoffs. But yeah, I saw Kevin Harvick blow a tire after leading like 40 laps. That was crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's why Race Control decided to give 2 extra pairs. They went from 4 sets. They got 6 now. The tire wear seems to be, like once you wear out your tire, that's a second and a half to like 2-second drop off once your tires go. And I've been hearing like anywhere from 15 to 20 laps is when that tire wear actually happens. So very interesting how strategy is going to play out here. Texas, not an easy track. Not only are you worried about tires, you're worried about your gas run here, which is very different than what we've been used to the last 2 tracks.
Well, Charles and Emmett, I just got an alert that Doug Pactor, I don't know why I have such a hard time with that name, but I'm showing that he crashed, so I'm going to try to run a replay real quick. Just see if we can see what happened here.
Okay, I'm still trying to get in my ATVO.
Oh, it looks like
Yeah,
maybe he was on
into the pits. No, just pulled off the track. I think he's, quite a few laps down, 12 laps down now. The car's not handling. He probably used a couple fast repairs. I think we only get 2 in this series. So, he's been in the mix a couple of times. So, maybe he used them up and the car's not handling right. So that right there is a great driver to understand that my car isn't handling right. I'm not going to push it. I'm going to pull off the track. I'm going to pull over, not cause a caution and, reevaluate. There's always next week. Great decision by Pactor. That's the way racing should be, man. You should know when you're defeated, and you should know when you're up in the mix to win it. Great insight right there for Doug Pactor.
Yes, we see Paul Dillon now closing in on Stephen Luttrell. Again, I can't help but wonder. I go through this all the time. I'm not sure who's trying to save and who's, really giving it all they got. Or if everybody's just pacing around here. I'm not real sure because they kind of, do the slinky thing. They'll stretch out for a little bit and then other guys will run back up on the leaders and then they'll kind of stretch back out again. I don't know. I guess I'm just stating what I'm curious about more than anything here, but as we see Paul Dillon closing in on Stephen Luttrell. Be interesting. You can never really tell what's going on strategy-wise in the background there.
Yeah, you never do. And that's a good point, Tracy. For the longest time, when I used to do these FWM races, they had a guy that would save, but I could not tell you for the life of me if he was saving or not. So that's a great question, but I still don't know really, to be honest. I just guess.
I mean, we got a little bit of telemetry here of what the last laps are and what people are running, and they're all within 1/10. I mean, it's so close to what they're running, but maybe one guy runs 1/10 faster 1 lap or 2 laps, but then he drops back 1/10 for 2 or 3 laps. Like, look, you see Dylan he's still there, but he didn't have as much of a drive as he did 2 laps earlier. So very interesting track to run at here is 1 lap or you're there and you're making up time the next lap, or 2 laps later you drop it as the 8 comes down pit road. Hallborough, he's the last guy on the lead lap, so that's kind of interesting. He came in that early.
Definitely very interesting. I do want to mention that Mr. Landon Farmer set the fastest lap so far. So, he's running back there in 11th a lap down, but it's pretty special if he sets the fastest lap for sure.
I'm sorry, Charles.
Tracy.
I just want to tell Landon and all of his fans there, sorry for the default depiction. He did send us a photo to be used in here tonight, but I had my hands full trying to get everything else going. So, sorry, Landon. We'll catch you on the next race, man. I'll get you a nice little photo in here so all your fans can see your wonderful mug there. But
That's good, because I got after him in the Discord, and I told him, I said, guys, for all you new guys, I said, the easiest thing you can do for us broadcasters is fill out the driver profile. And I think that's why Wayne Cannon, came out with that 10 driver points penalty if they don't fill it out.
Yeah, it really helps us out, a face with a name, and you could use any photo you want, but I failed to mention to you before that the farmer got involved in the first wreck of the race. He drove into the back of who did he drive in the back of? Dylan. Dylan didn't get a good start, and farmer drove into the back of him. So from the very start of the race, farmer's been trying to make up some time. Unfortunately, with the skill of the field, that's a tall tale, and we all know that once you make one mistake in this league, it's gonna bite you. You're still racing for points though, and that's why I respect a lot of these guys. Is there's 13 guys in this race. You're still racing for top 11 right now. He's definitely trying to get some points. The point race overall is pretty close, considering the fact that Luttrell has just dominated the last 3 races. So there is a bigger picture here. There's a season to be won, and I hope the fans realize that every race counts here. Every race counts. Every moment counts. So don't count any of these guys out.
Yeah, definitely. And what a driver Steven Luttrell is. I'm going to take a moment because, guys, it seems like I've called his races from everything to mini stocks to the Xfinity Series, now the Gen 4s. All I saw him race on was the short tracks and the mini stocks and everything. And then he goes out and wins that SK Modified race. And then I got to call his first Xfinity win on the high banks of Daytona with Racers Elite. So, he's just like a Kyle Larson. He can race anything and win in it.
Yeah, a skill that a lot of drivers don't have. It seems like when you talk to him in the after race interviews, he's willing to learn. He's willing to take constructive criticism, and he takes it well, and he learns from every mistake he makes. Like even last week, I asked him. I said, even though you dominated the race, like what mistakes you made? Oh, I made this mistake. I made that mistake. He's very what do you call it? Just very humble about trying to do what he does. And he's chasing down Carlson right now, which, this is what we haven't seen in the past 3 weeks. We're literally talking about Luttrell being so far out. Hunter Carlson has dominated this race, and this is uncharted territory for us for the last 3 races.
Yeah, and we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I mean, with 97 laps to go, what do we think about pit stops, guys? Also,
Well, we had right before you signed in, we did have a pit stop. Everybody came in. I'm thinking about 40 laps of fuel if they're conservative. So right about 78, maybe 76, 78. They're going to have to come back down because they took it a little short of 40. If they're conservative, we got the 8 in the pits right now. Hallborough maybe trying to short pit, maybe get a couple laps back, but I think these guys on the...
Oh, I'm sorry, Charles. I just want to let
good.
you know I'm showing that he got the meatball flag. So I'm not sure if that was from damage or just tires worn out, flat tire, or what. But I just wanted to pass that along. Yep.
No, thank you for that, because it looked like he might have wanted to short pit or something.
Oh, we got one.
Oh, no. Well, somebody's around. Maybe a caution? No, it stays green.
Brandon Farmer. And I just want to add, Chris Golden came on the radio right before we saw that. and he was apologizing, saying that he thought he was going to stay down right there. So just maybe Chris got into him just a little bit. I have to take a look at the replay and see for sure.
I'm not showing any kind of wreck or anything.
That's what I'm looking at. That's weird, because
that's the
like
same
I said,
thing. Huh.
Dalton came on the radio and he told him, he said he apologized, and oh, right there, yep. There it is, right there. I found it. Lap 73. Just got off his back bumper.
Okay, we are on. Oh, okay. Yep, here it comes right here.
Yep.
I think this is lap 72, so we should be headed into 73 right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Well, you know, Chris went in there first. Yeah. I hate to say it, Landon, but you know, buddy, as we got another caution flag.
It's just going to be for Landon.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
he just parked it.
Yeah, I probably couldn't get going after that.
I mean, I understand there's a tremendous closing rate thing there again. And, you know, I'm sure that Landon Farmer was trying to anticipate which lane Chris Golden was going to be going. But, you know, Chris did go in there first. He didn't really do anything. And to be honest with you, Landon probably wrecked because he came up on him so fast and probably got on the binders. And by the time they made contact, you know, the tail end of his car was trying to come around, be my guess.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Tracy. I think that, and that's why Chris was like, hey, I didn't know you were going to be there. I wouldn't have, lifted right there, but, oh, man. Benjamin Hollenbaugh, guys, has disconnected.
Are you kidding? Oh no, that's heartbreaking. I mean, I know he was down from the beginning, and just hate to see him not get the points for the rest of the race. You know, he probably will drop down. We're at lap 78, so he's gonna drop down to probably 13th by the end. And here we go. We're almost full field pit stops right now. So I'm thinking right here, 4 tires, full fuel. You have to.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You definitely had to. But you know, there could be them guys that gamble, like Landon Farmer, for instance.
You know, oh my goodness! Yeah, that was a heck of a pit stop, wasn't it?
But here's the thing, he's 4 laps down. So it won't really, it was a good pit stop.
6-second pit stop. Oh my God.
Hey, it's like I try to win every race I enter. I'm trying to win it on fuel mileage. So, you know.
Well, that's like,
oh, go ahead, Emmett. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Say, you're good. I was just going to say, that's like, this guy named Alan Bergen I worked with at SRM, he calls it, the first one out, he calls it the winner of the race to the beer stand. So he said there's always a race. And,
even after the race or during the race, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta get somewhere. I mean, right here, you know, you got Buc-ee's right across the street from this beautiful speedway. I actually went to the All-Star race here, and then I went over to Buc-ee's, and I met David Green, of all people.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
In Buc-ee's. Yeah. He was, I asked him, I was like, you used to drive the Slim Jim car, right? And he looked at me, and he was puzzled. He was like, how'd you know that? He said, you're a kid. And I was like, yeah, I said, you also won a Busch Series championship. He's like, yeah? How'd you know that? But that was back when he was official on the Monster Energy Series. But yeah, great guy. Got a picture with him. But yeah, met him right over there.
Absolutely awesome, man. That is awesome.
Parking lot. Yep. Pretty sweet.
Well, the lights are off on the pace car, and Emmett, you want to call it again, man? I love your enthusiasm, and I think the crowd is gonna love it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go as they come out of turn number 4. Pace car takes a big left turn. And green flag is back underway here at Texas, partner.
Yeah, and Carlson gets a big jump right now. That was a major jump. Look at Shrive. Where did he come from? He was back in the 5th and 4th position, just buying his time. Luttrell on his outside. So Carlson's got a mirror full of some really good drivers. He knows that. The last 3 races have been dominated. Hunter, I don't know how you could handle this. This is amazing. These guys are going to chase you down, man. This is absolutely insane.
Look at those Scott Shives using his flow picture. I love it. But for years people have heard Scott Shives, when we were on Elevated, and then also the race, now the FWM network doing races, me and him in the booth. And of course our lovely producer, Mr. Tracy Brown. But yeah, when he got on the racetrack Monday night, wow, he even said, I didn't think I was going to win it. And he went out there and won it. So looking good, strong. Yeah, another purple paint scheme. Hopefully next week we see the B-Main podcast paint scheme come back out. But yeah, the trail's looking good, guys, on that outside line.
Oh, got a little loose there, but he's still working Carlson really well. I mean, this is some side-by-side racing that Luttrell hasn't had to deal with yet this season. I think Shrive's doing the right thing. Just kind of let these guys race it out as Carlson tucks behind. I think that's the best thing you could do. New tires. You guys got to save. We got a long race to go. I think they got to fall in line here, but the ending of this race, I guarantee you, is going to be spectacular. These guys aren't going to let each other out of their sights. It's going to come down to a very close race at the end. Fans, pay attention. Lock in. This is going to be one of the best shows we've put on this season. Sorry.
So I just want to add, I've got the stream pulled up on my phone because I don't have my PC yet. But I just realized that my my trading paints did not load in correctly. Because I was looking, I was like, people the trail's driving the Chiefs car, and on mine he's driving his 36 unsponsored orange car. And
hey, I stated earlier that was the scheme that I preferred anyway, Emmett. But yeah, that was part of the iRacing update. You'll have to scroll through there, and I can't even remember where I found it at, but essentially you'll have to hide the sim stamped car numbers in order to get the true paint schemes that we love to watch here.
Well, while all that was going on, Carlson took the lead back from Luttrell. Another thing we haven't seen this season. This is amazing racing right now. And guys, the bigger picture here is the points. Carlson's first in points in the season, and Luttrell, he had a couple big jumps. He's only raced 4 of the 7 races. So, he was making big leaps in the standings. Now, last race he only made +1. Came up from 8th to 7th. So he's got to win races again. This isn't a give me. and Carlson in the #1 spot in the overall standings is holding him off right now. That's the bigger picture here, and that's gonna play out all season long. Very exciting, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Guys, I just want to give a shout out to Paul Dillon. Think about how tough it's been for him these last few weeks, both in the Gen 4s, in the trucks, in the late models. I mean, the dude, he has good runs, but just gets caught up in these late race wrecks. But I'm not jinxing it, but glad to see him having a good run tonight for sure.
Yeah, and I'm gonna second that. Monday night ran with him in the stocks. What the heck do we run? The late model stocks. Yeah, and good to see him run so well. Ran me clean. And, even though I was laps down and just trying to get out of everybody's way. Just a great guy. Doesn't want to push too hard when he's around close quarters. Just a really good guy. Racecraft. I've talked about it before in different broadcasts. He's got a great racecraft. These guys up front, even the guys in the back. The league has great racecraft, and I really respect it. It makes it a lot of fun.
Were you here for the SK races?
Yeah, I was, and I hated it, but I still thought, short track racing. There was like 20 something guys on the track. I've sat at Stafford Speedway where SKs were. That's where they were invented. Yeah, I'm from the Northeast, so Stafford was a home track for me. I've watched caution after caution with 20, 30 cars on the track, so I kind of expected that to happen. As a broadcast and as a league, you don't want to see caution after caution, so I understand it doesn't look very well. But I'm used to SKs just crashing after lap after lap.
Well, I was just saying you're saying about driver craft. That's why there's better driver craft. Racecraft. That's what you said, racecraft.
Yeah, racecraft. Yeah.
That's what. That's what. Why it's better for sure.
Oh yeah, no, I think we took the series and the league took a step in the right direction. Racing's been very interesting with the truck and the late model stocks, and the Gen 4s has just been amazing. Love watching these races every Friday night. So, kind of look forward to it, and then you got the weekend. And you look forward to the Monday night thing. The league did the right thing. Take those oversaturated short track races out and give us some, stretch our legs. Let us run. Let us roll down the track.
Yeah, checking the radar, I just want to let y'all know there is no clouds in the sky. There's a wind at 3 miles. I'm just playing with the new update, and that's the first thing that popped out was the radar.
Nice. So I know a lot of these guys were kind of talking about the track temp in practice. So 108 degrees. It must feel like they're on ice. This has got to be insane at 108 degrees. A fall off of 20, 30 laps and tires. That's got to be a lot to handle, and most of these guys handle it pretty well.
Well, here's the thing. So this is this is normal for when we come to Texas, especially back when they had it during the summer. It was definitely hot. Glad they moved it to the spring a little bit, but yeah, it was a hot one. Shoot, my wife, I took her to the race, and she was telling me that she was wanting to take me to the courthouse for as hot as it was. Why did I drag her out of here, out there?
You take you to the race, she takes you to the divorce court. What?
She enjoyed it once the sun went down. That's what Kyle Larson beat Brad Keselowski on a last lap pass. And Brad was driving for Penske still.
Oh wow, yeah, that was back there.
That's the last time I ever went to this track. Yes.
I just want to mention Joshua Foreman. Let's go 36. So the Luttrell fan base seems to keep growing and growing and growing. Rilo Racing. He's don't let Carlson get away. So there's a lot of guys in this fan base for Luttrell. Yeah, you think the guy's 3 in a row. He threw in a hat trick last week with 3 in a row, and this could be 4 in a row. It could be something very special, but Carlson's holding them off. Carlson has been absolutely perfect, and that's what it takes to beat Luttrell. And Scott's not too far behind either of them.
Yeah, this has definitely been a big win for these guys. But, yeah, that's the thing about Steven Luttrell. He gets his brother in here, Mr. William. What's up, William? How you doing? And then, I see everybody else is saying go 36. And then, of course, you got Rillo. And everybody knows Rillo as a longtime stable member. On the console side, we're hoping that one of these days he'll get a PC and join us on the iRacing side. Great race car driver. Probably has one of the best winning records on the console side with FWM as well.
Well, I think Rillo will be pulling for me tonight, since I think he always pulls for my nephew, Landon. Landon's not here tonight, so hey, I'll be filling in for him. I'll try to do a good job producing. I've already, spun out a couple of times here, but I'm going to try to keep it between the walls from here on out. See what I can do.
Be like a guy that told me on my driving test, keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard. That's how you know that I lived in Oklahoma, man, right there.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a new one to me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so at least tonight, the Monday night race and the Friday nights we've had, we still have 8 guys on the lead lap that are, Yogi Tressler is still holding on to that 8th spot on the lead lap, which is, a little different than what we're used to. So, as these series go on, the competition just keeps getting better and better, and I think that's, we got to give it to Luttrell. We got to give it to Carson. We got to give it to Dylan. We got to give it to Cannon. Top 3 2 weeks in a row. Golden always puts it on a good show when he doesn't get caught up. Let's give it to these guys that are showing guys what the bar really is. And it makes these other guys really want to step up to it. Maybe we don't need to push it that hard. Maybe we need to settle down a little bit. These guys up front are always giving their best runs. We see Schraven almost lose it with Kachel. I mean, that was pretty close right there. That great for Schreiber to kind of back it off right there, because that looked kind of dangerous. What do you think, man? You think he almost got into him?
I was so glued on it, I didn't even notice it until you said it, and then I was watching on the stream, and I was like, oh my gosh. By the way, I just want to say, Mr. Tracy Brown has brought this FWM network. I mean, this looks like the old Speed Network, what I'm watching. Great job, Tracy. I love the bottom ticker. Yeah, great job.
Yeah, that was Wayne's idea. So hey, not only is he the head man here of the league, but he's also the idea man. So.
Oh, And then he's got his Twitter page to
Yes.
follow right
Oh, and look him. Yeah. We've also got one more surprise here that we'll use probably later on or near the end of the race here. But yeah, absolutely. Anybody that's watching can scan that QR code there and follow 4 Wide Motorsports on X.
You know, and what's coming later in the race, and Tracy talked about. In this race, is that going to be an easy decision? Like we got our work cut out for us, because there has been, and I don't want to drop a hint, but these guys are racing, and it's been wonderful. It's been amazing. So it's going to make our jobs a little harder towards the end of this race.
Yeah, well, I'm a, more or less just stay out of it. I'll let the broadcasters decide who gets this little award at the end of the race. So there's really no pressure on me, Charles and Emmett. Just letting y'all know.
hey,
you just push the buttons, Tracy. Push the buttons.
You were considered a broadcaster until I got on here, so yes, you have a say in what it is. But I just want to say, when he sent it to me, he said there's only one can be given out. And I'm like, oh man, because I guess we got kind of, when we did the other, we got a little happy with it. Of course, that's when those Systems was our pit road reporter, so we wanted to make him feel welcome. So that's why we gave more than one, man. Scott did. But yeah, the fans, y'all don't know what to expect when it's coming for sure. It's gonna be
definitely
like Christmas morning.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned, guys. We're trying to make it interesting for you, try to get you guys locked in. Definitely share these broadcasts with your friends and whoever likes racing. I know as a race fan, I could watch 2 coconuts roll down the hill, and I'm as excited as I could ever be. So let them know we're putting on a good product for you guys here, and definitely bring them to the page, man. We'll shout them all out. I know Sniffy Tugboat just yelled out Steven, kind of like Adrian and Rocky, but we love that. We love the sport, man, and hopefully Steven gets up front. But Carlson, man, just been out front and seems to understand. Oh no, and we got a caution.
I must be ahead. My bad. Oh my gosh, guys, look who it is. He was having such another great run, man.
Paul Dillon, and he spins again. That car must be destroyed. He's gonna have to go in and use a fast repair. It's very unfortunate to him. Do we have a replay on that? Because I would like to see what happened to David. Probably spun himself, is my guess.
I think the way it looked, it might have been a tire.
Oh no, the 12 just gets back into him. That's, yes, Larry. I like Tracy has said before, the closing speed, you don't expect a guy to, back off of the throttle as much as he does. And if the 12 has another idea, he's driving a little deeper into the turn than the 13 or the 113 was, and that closing speed is moments of a second, tenths of a second, a thousandths of a second. You just, all of a sudden, there's a car right there. He's parked, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I think that's the third one that we've seen tonight where it just seems, like it was intentional or something, because it just, if you're looking at the replay of the race, it just looks like the guy run right into the back of him. But I'm pretty sure that it was a situation maybe with difference in tires or something like that, and you get a draft as well. And the next thing you know, I mean, it's just like Charles was saying, man, you only got a tenth of a second, and next thing you know, you got a windshield full of someone else's bumper.
Yeah. they're talking about it right now on the radio. But I just want to add, guys, thank y'all for letting me join y'all, because when's the Thursday hit me hard, and it's just been a hard week ever since what happened Thursday. I know, no matter what y'all's beliefs are, that was awful what happened for sure, and it really shook me. But I'm glad that we were able to get out here, relax, call this race, and get our mind off of it for just a few hours,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is what we do is try to just break up the monotony of real life, and thoughts and prayers that have been affected by what has happened. Very tragic situation. But this is why we do what we do. Pace lights are off. They're about to go green, but ladies and gentlemen, this is why we do what we do, is let's just take our minds off of things and enjoy something we could all agree on, is let's go racing, as the 32 once again pulls away. Luttrell is he's trying everything. It's going to be interesting. I hope Luttrell ends up in the top 3, because we got to talk to him about this. He's dominated for 3 weeks, and this is new ground for him. It really is. I would love to talk to him at the end of the race and find out what his mindset is right now.
Yeah, definitely. But look at, if these two get together, Scott Shives is sitting here in the catbird seat, just sitting in the weeds, just waiting to pounce. Just like a cheat on a baby deer or something,
Well, that's that. So I've never. I know he raced on Monday night, and that's just a totally different car. I know he really didn't have time to practice. He joined, I think he joined in at qualifying. So I don't even know if he threw down a good qualifying lap. I can't remember. He didn't get much time to ride. He's basically just jumped in the car and ran the track, and he's in 3rd. Does he know something that we don't know? Is he just waiting in the the back, just waiting for something to happen? Is he gonna take it on? We got 49 to go. You wait until the last 15 laps, the last 10 laps, and he starts making moves. It's gonna be a great finish, guys. I gotta tell you, this is gonna be one of the best finishes I've ever seen here on the 4 Wide Motorsports Network. This is awesome, and it's gonna get better every week. I can't wait to call these races week in and week out.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to get that excited, because that driver, that 86, Mr. Chris Golden, he put out a TikTok, and when I was calling his dual win all the way back in, oh gosh, when we run the duels, July, August, he put me as the same as Donnie Thornberry from the Wild Thornberries that talk, if you ever seen the Wild Thornberry.
Yeah. Oh, God, I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, so that's how he said it. So I was like, all right, buddy. Of course, Chris Golden, a good friend of mine, waiting to see that car in that 86 on the track. I've been waiting. I told him, I was like, dude, when am I going to see my logo on that track? He was like, I'm trying. I know you are, but yeah, Chris Golden, great friend of mine.
He's got a mirror full of Dylan right now, and this is Dylan's in 5th, Golden's in 4th, Shrive is in 3rd. This race isn't over. It really isn't.
No, it's not. And I like Paul Dillon going throwback with the Everham number 19 paint scheme, the Jeremy Mayfield scheme.
Yeah. He seems to be driving a lot of Everham products lately. So can give him a lot of credit for that. You miss those Dodge guys in NASCAR. You really do.
Have you heard you probably heard the rumor, right?
Yeah, so I heard Ray sold the SRX series. I forgot who bought it, but maybe the Dodges are coming back.
So, looks like the rumor going around the garage is that Childress is ending with Chevy. He's going to go Dodge.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Breaking news, folks. Breaking news. That is
the
insane.
rumor.
Wow.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I
mean,
said.
I get it. I understand that because Dodge wants to stick his nose back in NASCAR. So, where's the money at? So you might want to stick your nose back in that, but to just abandon Chevy, come on.
Yeah, they. I forgot. I think was it Pockers that leaked it out? Somebody leaked it out, and people were like, "Nah, this is fake." And sure enough.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing bits and pieces of that same situation, but you never want to
Right.
believe anything because so much shit changes. Excuse my language. I've been around this sport for so long that it is constantly like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. SRX is gonna be the new IROC series, and it's gonna last forever.
Yeah.
Was that two seasons, and unfortunately, even though I thoroughly enjoyed listening to one of my track favorites at Stafford, Doug Kobe, and the announcers came over the intercom and said, Doug Kobe passed Mario Andretti for the lead. A nostalgic moment to think your local track racer could pass, one of the greatest race car drivers. Maybe his father was a lot better, but even his son, Mario, it was just nostalgic to watch SRX really put a tremendous show on. It was amazing. It's sad that they ran out of money. It really was.
Yeah. Who is that? Who's the guy that got? Oh, Paul Tracy. It seems like he was directing everybody each week.
We love Paul Tracy. We love a little bit of Paul Tracy, but that guy, he's oh god, I can't.
Abrasive personality comes to mind when I think
yeah.
Paul Tracy.
I really thought Haley Deegan was gonna whoop his ass up.
I thought she should have smacked him a little bit. I mean, she and I love her. She's a great race car driver. I love her father. He's done a lot of dirt stuff. Her brother. They've been around racing for many years, many generations and stuff. But Paul was a bit aggressive through that whole thing. It was great entertainment, but I just hated to see Paul always in something stupid,
Yeah. Now, of course, there is going to be the trucks next year. I think it's Colleague. Is it Colleague doing it? I can't remember who's doing the trucks, but somebody will be running a Ram next year. And then, now they are going to have the IROC series come back. They're going to do it on a road course.
Yeah, so
when.
So Ray didn't give up the IROC title, so I think he is bringing it back. Not sure in what capacity. I think maybe 1-off, 2-off races or something like that. But it is a great series. It was one of the better series. You go back to the original NASCAR, and being from the Northeast, I always enjoyed the NASCAR Modified Tour, which is one of the first series ever. And the IROC series was supposed to kind of mimic the that cookie cutter. We're gonna put you in a car and send you out on the track. The car's all gonna be the same, because the modified series was everybody was modifying everything. You could run whatever you wanted. So those series where you were all in the same car and they were all built the same were absolutely amazing to me. You took away a lot of, oh, this person paid money for this. This person made money. No, everybody got the same equipment, and you put the guys in the car and still won.
Well, I'll tell y'all something. So, Mr. Caden Honeycutt, drives I think he's driving for Sturt Friesen now, filling in for him after his horrific wreck.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah. The way I got to know him, I actually called a few of his dirt races in the booth. So that was really cool. And to see where he's at is pretty cool. I just like seeing all my friends, getting this success, especially with Scott working with Flo. That is just truly remarkable. Never did it in real life, just did it right here. And all of a sudden, now he's doing it in real life. So congrats to Scott. And he's got a good run going right now, boys.
Yeah, Scott Shrive, hanging out in P3. Like I said, I think he's waiting. I think he's just calculating his time. Even though, Dylan is still kind of hanging out. We're not going to count him out either. With like maybe a second back. Oh, no, wait, actually, my apologies. He's 4 seconds back. But Shrive, Luttrell, and Carlson are right there within a second of each other.
Hang on, guys. I'm going to be right back. Charles, take it away until I get back.
Yeah, no, take your break, man. We've been green flag here for quite a few laps, and we only got 29 to go. Not too much action. Everybody's about single file right here. Hunter Carlson, he found something, because Luttrell, for the first time in 3 weeks, he does not have the answer. And now look at Shrive. He's catching up. He's within 1 second. 0.94, 0.9. Oh, now he goes to a second. But he's catching up. He's closing that gap.
Yeah, absolutely, Charles. I tell you what, man, it's going to be heating up, and with only 28 laps to go, 27 now. Yeah, it's only going to get more and more intense as we see pit stops starting to happen as well. We got Daniel Jones, Paul Dillon, Gerald Berlin. If I can get the camera right, there we go. So, yeah, the intensity is going to ratchet up here quickly. And so why don't we just take this opportunity to take a quick break ourselves and come back for the finish here. So we'll be right back in just a few moments.
Guys,
Welcome back, guys. We got a very interesting ending to this race, and we got a special guest here, Zach Crow, the brother of Emmett Crow. As we watch the leaders, come down for the last pit crew. Zach, how do you feel about this race? You've been watching it all night. What do you think? Who's the winner? As Chris Golden moves up to first.
I got to tell you, you got to watch that number 86, Chris Golden. I mean, he's had a good car all night, and that's reflecting that right now with 18 to go. What do y'all think?
I mean, I can never count Chris out. He runs a good race. He got into a couple things earlier, bounced back, so that speaks volumes there. Just love watching this race. Always pulling for Luttrell. He just pulled 3 in a row. I wanted to see him do 4, but they're in a little different pit strategy here. I think Luttrell and Shrive Carlson might come through the field a little faster, maybe. I'm not sure. We took a little break there, and I apologize because we wanted to come back and broadcast the last real good laps of the race.
Not going to lie, when I looked up and saw Daniel Jones, I thought that was the quarterback Daniel Jones,
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good names here. A lot of guys you could equivocate to other famous people, but no, these guys have made a name for themselves on this broadcast. Oh no! And we got the 32 of Carlson taking out the Paul Jones. Unfortunate. Don't know what really. That looked to me just like 2 guys going for the same real estate right there. I would like to, Tracy, do we have a replay and kind of slow that down for us? No, we got time. Their caution flag was thrown, so it's going to be interesting to see who goes to caution, who doesn't. I mean, who goes to pits and who doesn't. We kind of get a real good angle here. Yeah, 2 guys just going for the same real estate. I don't think either one of them anticipated that.
Guys, I just want to say it looks like Yogi has disconnected because I just got the PlayStation alert that he started a party. So, tough break for Yogi Schleer.
Yeah, Yogi's always the one guy that another one, always getting caught up in other people's stuff and always puts on a valiant effort. I hate to see him disconnect. I hate to see the 113 come down with so much, once again, from the beginning of the race to 13 to go. It seems like the same picture. He came down with so much damage. Hopefully he has a fast, it does look like he had a fast repair left, so that will help him out a little bit, and hopefully he can get back up front. He dropped to 6th, so that helps him a little bit.
Yeah, I was glad my little brother got to join. Y'all can check him out on Spotify and Apple Music. Just look up Zach Crow, and all his stuff will be right there. So if you ever need some tunes to listen to, check him out. If you like the old Southern rock style, or yeah. He went to eat. I'll send you a link right now, actually.
Yeah, throwing up for our fans in the YouTube chat, man. Let them know. Sounds like a real good guy, and I can't wait to listen to some of his stuff. I actually play guitar myself. I played in a bar band back in the day. Just wore myself out with all that nonsense, but yeah, it takes a lot to be a musician, and good music is hard to find these days. Yeah, a little bit of AC/DC there. Yes, sir.
All right, I threw her in the chat so that the fans who are tuning in can go listen.
Well, we got the pace car dipping in. Emmett, take it away, brother.
All right, here we go, boys. This is the nitty gritty. This could be the last restart. Green flag, and look at Hunter. He's on it for sure.
Hunter found something tonight that he. I don't know if he practiced this lap all week long, every day, every minute of the day, but this is something we haven't seen, and I appreciate his effort tonight. Don't count Dylan out. Dylan, look at him dive to the bottom, and he's rolling in right behind Chris Golden. I think he's gonna clear the 17. He hasn't given up either. This is gonna be a great finish, guys.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge for Paul Dillon. Especially, it's going to help him build his confidence back up. Because, I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, he's got, like, Dale Earnhardt at the Daytona 500 luck. I mean, he'll be leading for so long, and it comes down to that last little bit of the race. And just always something just always happens. And, oh, man, it just makes you sick every time.
Oh yeah, he's driving wheels off. He's pushing that car.
Hey, I gotta ask y'all something. Do you think when old Scott Shives gets married, he's gonna get married in a fever?
Oh, is he getting married? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I was just saying because he's from Jackson, Mississippi, so that's why I was giving y'all an old Johnny Cash and Jim Carter reference right there.
Yeah, I noticed that, but look at him. Look at him coming back into the race. We're in Shive's car right now, I assume, the 81. No, the 80s. Yeah, we're scored a little different here. Oh, look at him. Look at him close that gap. Look at him close that gap. Luttrell's not as comfortable as he always is, especially with a guy in front. Oh, God, guys, this is something we're not used to. I don't even know what to say.
Oh, he's in the wall.
Yeah, these guys are slipping right now. 7 left. These 3 are under our blanket right now. Everybody's capable of winning this race.
Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. Scott Shives is second. He's going to try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Here he goes into turn number 1, trying to clear Hunter Carlson. He'll try to pull the slide job on him. He's not clear. Still coming around. Can he get him down the backstretch? Drag race down the backstretch as they go into 3.
Absolutely amazing racing right now.
He got it!
Carlson got pushed up outside. He couldn't take that bottom line. Luttrell took it away from him, and now Luttrell's looking at second place. Unbelievable racing, door to door. 5 laps left, and look at this, Luttrell looking on the inside of Shrive. Come on, guys, come on. You don't get better than this. You really don't.
Yeah, you really don't. And of course, Mr. Scott Shives, a student at Mississippi State. Of course, Mississippi State pulled off the big upset last weekend against Arizona State. So great to see a bulldog showing. I don't see any cowbell on that car though. He needs more cowbell for that to be a Mississippi State driver for sure.
Yeah, and these guys know each other. They've raced against each other in other leagues, other programs. They're definitely going for it. This is what this league is all about. Is bringing out absolute amazing talent, top-notch guys, and they're humble. They're humble. They're gonna. Oh no!
Oh, there it goes!
Oh no!
Oh my gosh! Did he save it?
No, I think he's in the wall. Yep, he's in the wall.
Oh man, no caution. We stay green. This is gonna be the end, guys.
Oh wow! Luttrell crashes out at the end. Let's get back to the first place guys. Tribe made it out of there. Golden in second place. Where did he come from? He was back there in fourth and way behind. Carlson fell to third. Wow, that was a shakeup.
Here we go, guys. White flag. Scott Shives. He's called many of these races for FWM. He won on Monday. Now he goes into turn number 1. Now into 2. Now coming down the backstretch. Chris Golden in second. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him, folks, as he goes into 3. Comes into 4. You've heard him over the mic, but now you're going to see him win in Texas in the Gen 4 car as he comes down the quad oval. Scott Shives will win at Texas. Unbelievable job. Chris Golden second and Hunter Carlson third. Oh man, what a Tokyo drift style right there. Look at that.
Yeah, and I think that's Carlson just wanting it. He wanted so much more, and
Wow.
threw it in there. Crossing the finish line. He was right there at the end. You gotta feel bad for Luttrell. Coming up in the points, 5 positions at a time. That's gonna hurt Luttrell a little bit. Do we have a replay of what happened to Luttrell?
I think
Maybe?
Luttrell just got loose and came across Hunter's nose is what it looked like on the live time. But
Yeah, no, none of these guys are trying to wreck each other.
Right.
These guys they have complete control of their car. Whatever mistake they make is minimal. It just happens to be at the wrong time,
let's see if we take a look right here. These guys are racing side by side hard.
Oh, they are both of them, all of them. They're racing. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 guys going for the same real estate on the track. It's very unfortunate for Luttrell. Hate to see that, as he's been so dominant. But now the question is, as Luttrell moves up the point standings in the season, is he a little worried? Like, he's got competition now. That knocked him down a little bit. That might have humbled him just enough for these guys to run, a lot harder against them. It's this season is going to be amazing going forward. It's going to be really interesting. Stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah. I'm getting everybody dragged down here for a second. Let's see.
Oh, definitely. We got to do some interviews, man, because I would love to talk to these guys and find out what they're thinking that last lap. That was insane.
So let's do this. I was going to say, let's take a break, and we'll be right back with the post-race coverage right here at Texas. live back here at Texas Motor Speedway as we wrap up our post-race show. Thank y'all for joining with us. We're going to go with Mr. Charles. Who do you have standing down there in third place?
Well, our third place finisher was Hunter Carlson that dominated the whole race and just kind of lost that. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So the move of the race right now, I gotta say, was Scott Shive. Just from third to first in the last seconds of the last lap. I mean, this was amazing. Um, Absolutely sat back, watched what was happening in front of him, and then took his you know that was just perfect. Took his chance when he had to. That was the lap of the race, or the move of the race. I apologize.
Yes, sir. We have a new thing that we have added. If we can get that logo up there, see if it's on there.
Yep,
It's the
there it
Nest.
is. The Nest Click. Yeah, I would like some chocolate milk right now. I think it was a long enough race to drink some chocolate milk and watch that over and over again, because what a move that was by Scott Shive, and in his first race with the Gen 4s. It didn't get much time to. This is why it was the move. He didn't get much time to practice. He just jumped in the car. I don't think he really qualified very well, or just jumped in the car and ran his race, and then pulls this off at the last lap. Absolutely the move of the race. What a amazing a driver, amazing athlete. Give it to Chris Strive. What an amazing move. Um, yeah, drink your chocolate milk to that one.
All right. So, Charles, who you standing with in third down there in the pits?
Well, like I said earlier, before we did that whole spiel, I'm here with Carlson Hunter, who dominated that race, and I think we all were very surprised, because you know the last three races, it's uh, um Luttrell, and we keep talking about Luttrell, but Carlson had that whole race wrapped up. Hunter Carlson, how'd you feel the whole race? How were you dealing with the fact that uh Luttrell was dominated, and you had him right in your mirror almost the whole race?
Yeah, first thing I want to do is apologize to Latrell. I know he's watching. Didn't mean to get into you there at the last couple laps. But yeah, he was in my mirror the whole race. I was mirror watching a lot of that race, and it was honestly making me miss my entries, and obviously it was hurting me on the tire wear front because he was there lurking, and it made he definitely made things difficult. And with the way this track was tonight, you just had to save, save, save. So anytime I wanted to push, I had to keep holding myself back, and yeah.
Oh, I gotta say, on the broadcast and watching this race, I watch you hit every mark. It seemed effortlessly, from our point of view. But what mistakes were you had Luttrell in your mirror? I'm sure, like every lap, you thought there was a mistake. You thought there was a mistake. Like what did you feel like you were doing wrong, and what were you trying to correct, lap after lap?
A lot of it was my entry in the one. I didn't truly figure out a good way to get into that corner until pretty much that last run and a half. I kind of found something, especially later in the run, that really I felt like I was able to pull away a little bit, maybe by a tenth or two a lap. But I couldn't figure out 3 and 4 on the long run. But and my long run speed just wasn't there tonight. That's not usually how I like to run those races. My long run speed's usually where I'm the best at, but I guess I guess I'll take a third place tonight.
Yeah, and congratulations on that third place. And I guess it's your time to kind of, thank everybody that is involved in your racing and give your shout outs. I give the microphone to you. Before I do, congratulations on your third place finish, and way to dominate the race tonight. It was very very interesting for us all. So the microphone is yours, Hunter. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I want to thank TJ over at Studio A6. He's my biggest supporter out there, and I want to thank him for allowing me to have his logo on the car and allowing me to help be under his banner with graphic design and teach me everything he knows there, as well as Victory Fuel. They're a big supporter of me and my Twitch channel. If you want to save 10%, use code Chef. I want to thank everyone that puts this thing on, Wayne Cannon, everyone over there at 4Y Motorsports, and I can't miss them, forget them. Everyone over at Copperhead Racing, DJ Christian, everyone over there. Means a whole lot for them to bring me under their wing and teach me everything to go. Christian's been a big help for me, especially in these cars, and hopefully he shows up a few more in these things. And I guess I'm on the Talladega next week.
All
So,
right.
yeah, absolutely appreciate it, Carlson, and I'm gonna send it over to Emmett right now and see what he has to say with the second place driver, or who's got the second place driver down on pit road.
So I'll take the second place driver. Man, dude, he always says that he's just like a fat girl at prom, just happy to be here. But talk about this, Chris Golden. I mean, a runner-up finish here in a hometown race for you. How does it feel, man?
God dang, I thought I had him right there at the end. I mean, we took off from that restart and I lagged back just a little too much. I was worried about spinning the tires and just kind of fell back a little bit there. And they got out to about a 2.5 second lead and got real racy with each other. And I was able to make it back up, but just that last lap, I got a little over anxious, missed my entry in 1 and into 3, and Scott just got away from me. I mean, that caution fell right into my lap, and the strategy worked out perfect and almost lucked into one right there. It sure would have been great to win one at home, but best finish of the year so far, so we'll take second.
Well, I definitely got to say this, man. I bet you were wishing you were in your modified there on that last lap so you could just sling her around there and try to get a little slide job in front of Scott.
Man, I tell you what, dude, this track right here, this place ate my lunch for the first 80 laps. I didn't know. It's like old Dale Jr. said, man. It's like the first time I ever flew a remote control helicopter. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then the car was all over the place. But after about lap 80, I figured out how to get out of the corner, and everything started kind of coming together. So I just kind of rode her out and ended up where we ended up.
All right. Well, is there anyone you'd like to thank out there?
Oh yeah, for sure. The guys over at Club Racing Inc., where I race with the ARCA Menard series. We're heading to Salem next weekend. I will be back in the car at Salem this coming weekend on the 20th on Fox Sports 1. 4Y Motorsports will be joining us on the car in the ARCA Menard series. They have a decal on the car there, as does Leadfoot Racing League, and a few others. All the guys back at the shop, Student Driver Organization, Cools, Budweiser, Crown Royal, and everybody else.
All right. Well, you better go get your wife something nice over at Bucky's across the street and get you a pack of Cools after that race, because you're probably going to need them on the way home trying to relax after that finish for sure.
Oh, sure enough, man. Yeah, we'll see y'all at the next one, and I sure appreciate you.
All right, brother. See you at the next one. And now I'm standing with our winner, Mr. Scott Shive. Man, we did this Monday night, and you couldn't believe it. How do you feel now going back to back?
I still can't believe it. I got to give it up to Hunter, Steven, and Chris. Racing with Hunter and Steven for most of the race. That the first few runs, like Charles said, I didn't get much practice. I was helping out a friend, driving them to an event. And so I was able to hop in the sim. I felt like Texas was going to be somewhat similar to Charlotte, just in that I've driven this Gen 4 car there the most of anything since it's come out. And but I really was just kind of gauging off of Hunter there for the first run. Fell back to about sixth, just trying to find my way because I knew tire saving was going to be a big deal here. It's really big in the Gen 4. But I still was very surprised because I mean, as you saw the first run, I was really trying to feel my way about it, and then as runs went on, I was able to be more aggressive because I'm very good at saving tire, but sometimes I don't know when to be aggressive enough and use more. And honestly, these past two races have taught me more about being able to do that than iRacing officials or anything. That's why I love running with Hunter, with Chris, with Steven, with the Austins when we run in the late model stocks because these guys push me. And it's really great because I want to continue to get better as a driver, same as I do as when I announce. So through the run, I was able to save more, be able to push a little bit more and learn where my balance needed to be. The last two runs, I was really able to keep with Steven and Hunter, but they were still able to stay in front of me. I mean, I felt like the three of us had the same speed for most of the second half of that race. We were just all so close together on lap time that we really we weren't really going to pass each other. Every time I caught Steven in those first last two times, I couldn't quite get past him. It would tighten up behind his rear bumper, and then I couldn't quite get to him. And then we had that caution right after we had pitted. I tried to jump Hunter and Steven on the pit stop. I pitted a lap earlier than them, tried to maybe jump through it, but Hunter called my bluff and got that. But then that caution saved me. Hunter got some damage. I think without that damage, me and Steven and Chris wouldn't have beat him. I think he would have won this race. I think he should have won this race. I mean, he dominated. I was just kind of waiting in the wings, hoping that something might happen, but I was going to be okay with the podium finish. But the minute I saw him get tight in three, there was an open door down the straightaway to get past Steven. I was side by side with him, and then the door opened near one with Hunter, and I knew that was my only shot. If I backed out of that, he was going to get with it, and he was going to be gone, and he'd have won. So I had to shove it in there. I didn't want to make contact. I don't think we did. And then I was able to power down on the inside and just get right past him. Then Chris gave me a run for my money right there at the end, and I was getting nervous because he definitely had a little bit more speed than me. I think I was tighter on entry than he was, and he could definitely get rotation through the center. But I was able to power up off the outside, and then whatever happened with him, they fell back, and then I was able to coast to the wind. And I was just praying, get me to the white flag, get me to the white flag.
All right. Well, I made the statement that you're a student at Mississippi State University. They go and they upset Arizona State. You go and win Monday, and now you win tonight. And it's been probably a party down in Starkville, hasn't it?
Yeah, my iRacing buddies, who I hope can join up for some races at some point. They've been hyping me up. I talked about that league race I've gotten to do, and it's a great league. But the next gen is just not my car. These kind of cars are my cars. And I love getting to be able to battle with them, battle with good competition. Hunter, Steven, the Austins, Chris, like everybody is so clean, and it allows fun racing. I mean, it could have gotten hairy a lot tonight, same as in the late model stocks or even the trucks, but it's always great racing those guys. It also feels good, even though it's iRacing, to be able to say I beat Chris Golden. But again, this is iRacing. I know if we hopped in an ARCA car, me and him right now, he would blow my doors off. But it still does feel good as a guy who doesn't have enough money to race for real. It feels good to get the W in iRacing.
All right. Well, congrats, man. Now, is there anyone you'd like to think of there? And this time, don't forget Avery, though.
I know. I'm gonna mention her second. I always got to thank the Lord first. I wouldn't have any of this equipment. I wouldn't have any of this talent with broadcast and iRacing or anything without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I secondly want to thank Avery. She's at home right now, and I'm probably gonna give her a call after this, but I told her I was racing again tonight, and she said, let's go. And so she's going to be really happy. I got to thank my mom and dad, as always. Got to thank the BMAN podcast. We're going to have them in the car soon. I got the logo finalized. We just couldn't get a paint scheme up in time tonight. But go listen to the BMAN podcast. Episode comes out this next Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. And we very well could have 8-time South Boston Speedway champion Peyton Sellers on. I'm still trying to work that one out. And but big thanks to the B-Main and all that we're able to do with the podcast. There's definitely somebody I'm forgetting. Oh, of course. always a big thanks to Tracy, as well as you, Emmett, for allowing me to get to do this. I know I've never broadcasted on the Friday series, but I always want to thank my team because y'all are my team. And, of course, Wayne and everybody at 4 Wide Motorsports for allowing me to come in and race.
All right. Well, congrats on the win, man. And we actually are going to throw it back to Chris Golden because he forgot to thank somebody. So, Chris, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man. Go ahead.
All right. Who else would you like to thank out there?
Oh yeah, man, I completely forgot earlier, and I can't forget this guy. Definitely the most talented driver in an ARCA car I've ever seen in my entire life. Taught me everything I know about iRacing. Josh White, definitely one I got to thank about teaching me everything I know, and everyone else on the track. Really showing them up this past weekend.
All right. Okay.
That was awesome.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and we wish Josh White Racing the best of luck also. And we'll see y'all next week at Talladega. For my producer, Mr. Tracy Brown, Charles. Oh, hold on, we got something. Oh, we got to go over results. All right, once again, folks, Scott Shives is going to be a winner, followed by Chris Golden, followed by Hunter Carlson, followed by Wayne Cannon. Paul Dillon actually brought her home in a P5 after starting on the pole. 6th, Gerald Berlin. 7th, Daniel Jones. 8th, Stephen Luttrell. 9th, Chris Norris. And 10th, Yogi Schleer, who finished in 11th through 13. Charles?
Oh, we're looking at Landon Farmer that just kind of had the crap end of the stick, ran the fastest lap, but couldn't put it together. Benjamin Hallborough disconnected, I believe, and Doug Pachter again. The short end of the stick. Then that rounds out your top 13.
All right. Now for my producer, Mr. Tracy Brown. For Charles Oberg, I'm Emmett Crow, and we'll see you next week at Talladega. Good night, everybody.